all the way back, baby.
Yeah, and if we say book your hotel, you book your hotel. But my lord, I have soiled myself.
You think my life? Genuine life? Hello, radio!
And now, another episode of The Way We Hitch and See It. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for another episode of The Way We Hitch and See It. We're glad that you're choosing to spend some time with us after what has been a massive week in the National Flag Football League here in the United Kingdom. The Kirkcaldy Cup is back home. It's safe, nestled where it should be in its bed. We've had upsets up and down. We've had ties. We've had changes at the top of many divisions and even some conferences too. It's Big Bowl this weekend. And it's probably something that I've missed from the intro because I didn't write it down this week. But welcome. We're glad to have you with us. We hope that you are recovered from the weekend, whether you got sunburn or washed away. Hopefully it was good for you. And I am, of course, joined by everybody's favourite flag football solicitors. It is Burke and Wilson. Wilson and Burke. Gentlemen, good to have you back. Happy Tuesday.
Hello, mate. How we doing?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Looking forward to spending some time with you both this evening. Yeah. Tell me how we're feeling. How's the post weekend come down going for you?
That's going great. I mean, the body's back somewhat surviving, but I think the worst thing for me is the skin is peeling from the lack of attention and care to the skin underneath the duress of the sun. So that's a fun thing to have to watch again. If Big Bowl continues to be as it was last year, then I might be in real trouble.
But yeah, maybe later on before we go, we should do Burke with the news and what it's going to be in. Burke with the weather for what it's going to be in. Who's to do Tree with the weather? So yeah, we get Burke with the weather on what's going to happen at in Germany this weekend. Cammy, a long trip for you, successful trip, all in all.
Yes, good. 2 wins, just and no more, but 2 wins.
2 wins. 2 wins for you.
2 wins for me.
2 wins for me as well.
2 wins for. Hi, Burke.
Burke?
How you doing?
Burke,
Wait.
did you get?
Is that the time? Sorry, guys. It was nice recording with you.
No, all I am thankful for this weekend is my 5 weeks of flag in a row has come to an end, and my knees are still not going to thank me because I'm going to be standing in a field in Germany somewhere drinking beer instead. But yes, there's no flag.
No
football.
flag.
No flag. Football.
No sudden change of directions required. Well, actually. But yeah, Matt, what week of flag football will this be for you?
This might be. We're in the 6th or 7th now. Yeah,
excellent.
There's no end to the flag football.
There is no end for the flag football. So after this, do you get a week off and then BAFA again?
I think this is the last trip I've got in the books of a crazy period. So it'd be nice to, I guess, have some rest. But obviously, there's still it just gets more serious, doesn't it, as we get later in the year? So
yeah.
It'll just increase. So it'll feel like I've played 2 weekends in a row after a certain cross-conference weekend upcoming.
I booked my Airbnb for Super Weekend this earlier on today. Very excited about it.
Nice.
All right. We'll start. We'll start with the national this week, and we'll work down the way to Div 1 because last time we started in Div 1 and we climbed up to the national. So we're going to go podcast snakes and ladders. We're going to stand on a snake today and we're going to slide down through the pyramid. So yeah, we'll start with the national, and I guess Matt, we'll start down south with you, where the south. Well, a lot of things happening in the south this weekend.
Yeah,
How was your game day as a whole?
I think the weirdest thing to take away from it is just obviously the split. With us having 3 teams in our game day, it did feel really eerie and a bit empty. I mean, it doesn't help that obviously I've come from Copenhagen when there's 24, 26 odd fields. I mean, that's a comparison itself. But just having the 3 teams and only 1 team on the side as, the rest compete in that small, like, it's basically a round robin, right? So it was just noticeable though. And it just felt really quiet, which was strange.
Yeah.
Was that the first time that's happened for you?
What? As in?
So for us, we went all the teams together, and then game days of 3, and then game day 4 is everyone back together again.
Yeah, I've always been in quite a populated field.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless it be friendlies, but we're talking like back before I was with Cardiff.
No.
Yeah. So our last game day was just me, Cammy, and the Broncos. Well, with our teams, obviously, and then this one.
No. It was just me and Bez sitting in Stirling.
To be fair, if it was just me, that might explain the score on our end anyway.
That's just Scott trials, isn't it?
So yeah, basically, and I'll still won't make it. So
speaking of which, Scoff Adult Trials are this weekend.
They are Scuff Corner. It's been a while, but it's Scuff Corner.
Yes. Adult Trial 2 is this weekend for Pumpkin Bowl. But yes,
Pumpkin Bowl. So later in the year. So make sure you get along to that if you want. Saturday in West Lothian. Details on the Facebook page. But yeah, small. So back to national, small group, I guess. But yeah, yourself, Hurricane Smoke Sharks. Obviously, I guess highlighted by what I'm guessing was the final game of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I think from a neutral stance, that's kind of the game you wanted to watch, and I mean, it kind of had it did
good scoreline too.
Yeah, good scoreline.
The thing is, like, it had exactly what you wanted, and to like, it was a back and forth contest, as you can tell by the score being run up. But to end the game painfully, like, we had the ball 1 point down with somewhere between 30 to 40 seconds left on the clock. We'd managed to hold them all the way. I think we had an illegal blitz, which gave them the fresh setter down, so they run the clock down as they should. And then first play with us with the ball, pick 6. But that obviously only put us then 8 points behind, so we were able to go again. And then Ryan managed to hit Ollie Cooper down the left channel all the way down the field and score. And we had to go to 2 to tie it up. Which, if we don't throw the pick 6 merely 5 seconds earlier, we probably win that game. So it was fine margins. But in terms of a contest, when I say back and forth and obviously running the score up, we're talking methodical drives, 5 yards being taken, 10 yards sometimes, anywhere in between, 4 downs being used, both halves all the time for both teams. It was just a real good contest of football.
Nice. Love it.
Love it. And obviously both you and the Smoke done enough to still be in the top 4, which I guess we'll get to in a bit. You did then go to the other game day where the big national news of the day was happening, where the Reading Devils 36, London Fire 38. Thought we were being punked for a minute.
Yeah.
By Kamston Kutcher, did think that for a split second that we were.
I didn't realize the fire that I'd started because I came back up between games to check my phone. Ben Slade texted me that. I told you guys, just put my phone back down and came back to like 9 voice notes being like, Cammy, tell me it's true. Tell me it's true. Like, I'm
pretty sure I sent 6 in our chat of me saying, say psych right now. No way. I need to know it's real. Because I was on my way. Like, I went, like Ben said, I went to see them after for a get together for Judo's birthday. And I just got to have the aftermath and go see them after it. So yeah, I was like, let me know, say psych right now before I start going up there, and either I have no idea what's actually happened, or I'm going to turn up and everyone's going to be sad with, the candle on the table and everyone's in those pointy hats looking glum-faced.
Yeah,
or like the meme from Community when he walks in and everything's on fire.
Yeah.
Just your average afternoon in the Discord chat, but yeah.
Like, Yeah, this is like yeah. I mean, there was the one I don't know if Cammy's going to use it later on, but what I posited in our little kind of host chat as a good question for today is that more surprising than Aberdeen Glasgow? Is that the upset of the year? Do you think? Cammy's slightly biased.
Where's the sticker?
No, I think it is pure. Like, there's not much skin in the game between Devils and Fire. I don't really think that would be a very intense game. You know what I mean? So for it to actually get that hot and that heated to then cause an upset and flip, I think it's quite big. I don't think
looking at the way the table was, you know, you're saying the comparison game between the Hornets and the All-Cats, like that was week one. We were talking about tone setters, like anything can happen type thing. Where this one was, they were pretty far apart in the table, like I think a 4-5 win swing. So Fire, you know, we were talking more about Cheltenham and Fire being like who can survive. Who wins out of that gives them a huge boost in trying to get out.
Yeah,
and then the win came from not the game we were expecting.
I think I'm going to change my answer. I don't think it's an upset, but I think it's more surprising, if that makes sense. Like,
given the context and the history between the Scottish sides, I think you would have expected it less. Because my thing about the Fire is like they
got in the last game day.
They got in the last day, but I think going into this weekend, I think it was going into this weekend, they had scored more points than any team in the North, not the Hornets. So like they were good stat, right? So they were capable of putting up points. The problem was they were also extremely capable of shipping them.
Yeah,
and that's why they were bottom, right? But their offense didn't have a problem. So I kind of felt to them like they were out. Like that's not the game we would have picked for them to pick up a win. But and like, you know, looking ahead to cross conference and like in the context of that, like, and where we were going into this weekend, it was like guys, they might not have any wins, but they're still really good and they're still scoring. Like they've still got like 50 or 60 more points this year than we have. So like let's not let's not get ahead of ourselves and get caught table watching. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
If you ask
36.
me before this weekend, before the start of the season, what a more realistic outcome would be, whether it was Aberdeen beating Glasgow or Flame beating Reading, I would have said Aberdeen beating Glasgow. You know,
maybe,
but
yeah.
It's I don't know what happened. I don't know the ins and outs.
Yeah.
It's
let him cope. The fact, honestly, the longer the Hornets just have that one, it's so good. Because like if they end up with like a 2 or a 3 or 4 or whatever throughout the year, that kind of doesn't matter as much. But as long as it's still just a 1.
I had a Hitch and Go teed up that was going to be that Aberdeen Oil Cats finished the season with 1 win, and it's the Hornets.
And it's only that win.
And I'm so glad I've not had to ask this today. I am so glad that I didn't have to ask it.
There was a point where it was going to be a bit like, if Aberdeen get relegated, but Glasgow win the national championship, it's almost worth it. Because it's like if they win like 15-1 or whatever, it's like
it's the Giants,
the Patriots. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I was at Galaxy Sports, where the Broncos usually host on Sunday to see the North Prim, and I shook a few Broncos hands for what they done, taking the knee to Aberdeen so that it wasn't resting purely on the Hornets' shoulders. But anyway, we'll come to the North later.
We will.
Where are we now?
That Reading, and that was the first game of the day, and then Reading kind of double Cheltenham's points in their game. And Cheltenham and the London Fire play a good one, 40-33. So like a lot of high scoring games in that
Defense is optional.
Little tranche of games. Like it is an interesting trade-off between, this, and it has been for a few years now, like the styles of play between kind of the north and south playoff teams. But we'll see how that goes. If we come to the north, obviously, Cammy, you were in Manchester, Manchester Derby. Obviously a big one
that weekend. The starting the day with the Titans versus Crows, and it got hot quickly.
1918.
But even like from the get go, the first drive, we were all a bit like, whoa! Obviously, there's heat between them two Manchester teams that have been fighting against each other for top spot in that North bracket before the Nationals for a long
5 or 6 years.
Yeah. But like back and forth all game. Crows they start getting a bit sloppy. I don't know if it was the heat getting to them or what. They got quite a few killer fouls, but managed to get a stop, get the ball back, march up and score, go for 2 for the win.
Oh,
I am deep judge, and I have Damo run a massive deep in and just sitting nowhere near him, and then starts coming back towards the other pylon. Ball's launched up. Titan comes and clears him out and just looks up at me. He's like, I'm fucked into him. And I'm like, yeah, you are. However, Damo stepped out before trying to make a play on the ball. So we have illegal contact on the defense and illegal touching on the offense.
Is that Yeah, the offsetting, or are they consecutive?
Offsetting penalties.
Offsetting, okay.
So we replay the down. Crows go to QB. Luca runs a wheel to the front pylon and he just turns his body the wrong way, and I don't even think he got a grasp on the ball, but it was 2 plays within millimeters of each other for Crows to win the game. But Titans stand strong, get the win, but yeah, that was a tasty game. It was
nice.
It was good to referee. It was good fun. We didn't need to get involved too much. There was quite a few penalties called, but both teams were very like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they were fair. Yeah. Good.
And then the Titans Hornets game, which is
last game of the day.
Oh, like we took care of business with the Crows. That was quite fine, to be honest. We didn't really have to do too much there. But we come out against the Titans, and offense is starting slow, and there's this and that, and the Titans' offense is a bit more dynamic than we're used to seeing. Like the history between us two is quite varied, because we've got 60-0 through the season last year, and then us only winning us on a goal line stand to make it to the British final in playoffs last year.
In semi-final.
Like, it was very much the latter in that scenario. It was quite similar to the playoff game. Couple of picks by the Hornets. The Hornets defense kept us in it. Our offense just wasn't clicking. Kerrins came in clutch with a few big catches to get us first downs to help us milk the clock. Then Max Verlint gets us a pick to just keep us in the game. Nicky marches it to the 6-yard line. We take the snap, and Nicky just beelines it to our end zone and then launches it as far as we could to kill the clock. But that is a Hornets of old, like when the defense just prevailed and kept us in it. Like, it was
nice.
It was a fun game to be a part of because it was so close. But Jesus, like that last score get a pick, and then march up to their 6th, then just kill the clock.
Oh, good. Titans 19, Crows 18, Crows 6, Hornets 34, Hornets 20, Titans 19.
Yeah.
Crows in a more concerning spot than we maybe would have thought after week 1. Or do you think, on the balance, them getting to this point? Because after week 1, it was like, holy shit, the Crows are top. They've had 3 good wins.
Yeah, like the Sparrow wasn't there. There was a few people that weren't there. Luca was even spelling in at defense at some point, so I think they were missing the defender. I don't know too many of the fringe Crows players, so to speak. I only really know the guys from they've been there for quite a while. But I think they put everything into winning the Titans, and it was just that hot. It was like on the Astro. Like L wanted to come down and play on the sideline. I was just like, you need to go and sit in the stands, because if you need to come down here, you will be cooked alive. It was roasting. It was uncomfortable. It wasn't fun to play in. But I don't know. I think the Crows have kind of been on our radar since week one, after the what they done. And when we got 3 drives into the game, we're just a bit like, okay, cool, take care of business, it's fine. But we've got the return leg in 2 weeks in Stirling, so we'll see what that takes us. But
that's the same with us. Like we've got them in 2 weeks. So and the Titans again, and
Titans look
Edinburgh.
Good. Like Titans to me have always been a very not a. And I don't mean this with any disrespect. Like I've got so much respect for Mead and how he's coached and developed this team through the years, but they've always just been a methodically consistent team. They've never really done anything exciting. If they need a desperate shot, George Slade's going to be running the fly and Wedge is just going to hit him on the back shoulder, and it works. But the offense that they've got this year looks
much more dynamic, isn't it? Yeah, and it's cool. And it's cool to see. And like they've given Oilcats defense for whatever reason. They've given Oilcats defenses fits for years, and like in the game, it doesn't even feel like I don't think anyone had ever really been able to explain it, because you're like, okay, watch the film, we know what we're going to do. We'll do this, and then all of a sudden it's like, did they just score like 4 drives in a row?
Yeah. Methodically consistent, and
now they've added flair, and it's cool to see, but not necessarily as a defender.
I think they're probably the team that are going to be harshest done by the National, because if this was any other season, they actually get a time to warm up and play 2 or 3 games before getting a semi-final, that they could have really done some damage and probably got into a final potentially this year. And because they've consistently been between 5th and 3rd for the past 5 years now.
Always feels like always. Yeah,
it's at some point they need to get the flowers. They can't sit in that fringe forever. And this year is the first time I've really seen them do something different. However, as the current standings show, they're going to need to play Smoke in round 1,
as it would be Smoke in week 1, Smith in round 1. Yeah.
Canes or Hornets in the final, and I don't know if they beat them. It's tough to say, but they look.
So that kind of question, it's like Super Weekend is going to be
so excited, man.
What do you show?
So excited.
Like, what do you show? What do you not show? There's a big break between Super Weekend and finals if you're a kind of team that wants to show something and then take it away.
It's going to be playing on people's our games were streamed this weekend. We didn't really forecast for that, so we against the I think we ran about 4 different plays against, or just drew something up. I think we ran 4 different plays from our playbook, hitches, and then some stuff that Nicky drew up on the spot, just so we didn't give too much away on film. We had to go a bit further into the playbook against the Titans, because win's more important than showing your playbook. We can change that later down the line, but yeah, it was.
The Super Weekend's going to be interesting, because there's like a 6-week gap, and I know that for a lot of the guys, for 12 of them, they'll be obviously in Germany, but for everyone else, there's a lot of tomfoolery that could be going on, which is cool. And on the hottest day of the year so far in Aberdeen, we were inside ASV.
Sweatbox Central is what I got
played indoors. It was sticky. Indoors. It was beating down outside, and then sticky indoors. Edinburgh, Grangemouth. Again, we didn't really know what to expect. Edinburgh week 1 and Edinburgh week 2, very, very different. If you get Edinburgh week 2, big game, tough game, hard game. If you get Edinburgh week 1, maybe you're like, right, just it's a totally different game without Mats at quarterback, obviously. And similar to kind of the conversation we had before, if Edinburgh's pair of wins on the year are the two Manchester teams. That's just nuts. Like if they like if their availability continues the way it has, and then their two wins are the Crows and the Titans, like that's nuts. Grangemouth obviously found out on the day that there's no scooter, fundamentally changes that team as well. Which I guess for other teams looking at us is probably going to be the storyline. I would push back though and say that we definitely played better than week 2. Like, not that we could have played much worse, haha, before you say it. But we definitely played better just like within ourselves. So that was nice to see. Greg Sim rolling back the clock on defense, which was also great to see my boy out there doing his thing. So yeah, good for us. Going into the day beforehand through the week, I think I said last week, like 1-1 was an absolute minimum for us, just based on where we were in the table. And yeah, getting both is great. Obviously, still with a mathematical chance of finishing at 500 going into Super Weekend. Obviously, the odds are probably not. I don't know how many people would be taking the betting on us to do that, but like, hey, like 3 and whatever we're at, 3 and 4 is a damn sight better than where we were at 1 and 4, and that's all we could have changed over the weekend. So we'll take it. I'm sure we're still going to be in over the course of Super Weekend. Obviously, 36 games. We're probably still going to be dragged back into the relegation swamp at some point. But yeah, 2 extra wins. Feel a little bit better with that cushion going into the final kind of 2 weeks, which is class. And obviously, the Kirkcaldy Cup is back where it was halfway through week 1. Not for very long. Held on to it for longer than an hour this time.
3 things in life are certain: death, taxes, and bears in a Kirkcaldy Cup matchup.
Yeah. 3 Kirkcaldy Cup matches so far this year, 3-1. Every other game, 0-3. So just put a fictional cup on the line and you'll get a decent performance. So yeah, that's the.
Gammy's still not over it.
He's not over it. It's like the one game. So yeah, if we will move on to the Prem, we've got a couple of things to think about.
The Blackhawks are fucking back, and I'm here for it. Sorry, you said Prem and I couldn't hold it in any longer.
No, go for it. The Blackhawks are back. That was Sunday
at
Grangemouth. Finally living up to some pre-season expectations. Long walks on the beach, naps and saunas apparently did good for them.
Yeah. Hey, if you go to 2 European tournaments and see what other people are doing and take it home with you, who knows? Like, you might improve at flag football. But yeah, they came up with a roster of 7 and went down to 6 after 3 snaps. One of the lads got concussed. So their expectation at halftime against the Mustangs was, let's win out this game and just see what we can do. If we can, again, it was really warm, very humid. The sun wasn't beating down too much, but it was hot. So they see through the Mustangs quite comfortably. They were happy with that. And then, obviously, with the style of offense that the Raptors play, they knew that they were going to be running about a lot on defense, tracking back. So just sit in cover 3, let them come to you was the plan, and they pitch a shutout. They
did.
Like, with 6 people, they're running Ironman football, and they pitch a shutout. Like, I think that kind of got the loins going, that kind of bit.
The tails up.
Yes. Bit of grit in the teeth. Then they had a lovely hour break where they didn't need to ref or anything. And then the Centurions game.
I think that's big as well when you've only got 5, like if you or 6, like if you get the break without, like where you can actually break, like you can actually have something to eat and have a drink and like warm down, warm up again. As athletes, they definitely did.
Do you know what they actually did? And I was sat looking at them in disgust. Like, what is a cool down? What is this?
Good job.
Horrible.
That was actually a good thing that came from like the small nature of the game days we had was even though we had to ref because we had the first and the third game.
You ref the middle game.
When we ref the middle one, we just split halves between the squad that we had. So we were able to kind of sort that
Offense
out.
take the first half, defense take the second half type. Yeah.
Allow everyone to warm up and set.
Yeah, then comes the Centurions game, top of the table. You've snuck a win over the Raptors when you didn't think you were going to have the legs to do it. And it's just a free shot. It's hit and hope.
Yeah. And the Centurions, who have just
hit.
The Centurions just come off a 55-12.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Yeah. The only points the Centurions scored was in the dying moments of the game. The Blackhawks they just played 3 games with an Ironman team. I think letting one score in against the top of the table is okay, but God, I didn't expect that. And my Blackhawks stock is deep. But yeah, you got
a lot of accumulated stock in your portfolio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think as well, it was at the start of the year, we were it's probably going to come down to in that A group between Blackhawks and Centurions. They are the teams that in that group have been the most consistent over the last couple of years, particularly in the regular season. So I think it's good. Blackhawks pinch the tiebreak, so that's an interesting one.
Still one more because of the way that season.
Do they play 3 times?
They're playing 3 times, so there's still one more to go, which is interesting.
It's still on the line,
and
so pinched for now. Pinched for now.
Obviously, Nick Weston's not going to take that lightly. He's going to go home. He's going to
study,
be methodical about it. He's going to think over it. He's going to have a game plan going into that game. And I suppose there is an argument where you would rather have your 6 core, your 6 best players, coming in and causing a ruckus, or your full squad and rotating. But yeah, I'm not sure where that game is held. I know the next North game day is in Carlisle. I don't think the Blackhawks have hosted yet, so it could be a home game day. I don't know. However, I am excited for it, and I do hope that I might, wherever it is, I get to go along and watch, because it would be good to go and see. But yeah, Chargers had a bit of a rough day, and the Mustangs had quite a rough day as well. It just didn't seem to be clicking for the Mustangs at all, to be honest.
The Black and the Blackhawks final. They are their final. They're not the final game, but they are their final games of the season. Week 6 at the Chargers, so back in West Lothian. So neutral turf.
I like that.
Close enough for you to go watch.
Yep.
So
yeah,
but yeah, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, the Stangs. I was speaking to Yubo after it. Quite a tough day out. I think Kev and Sam are still trying to work out the quarterback dynamic as to what's actually going on. But they've got the players and they've got the smarts to go about and do it. I just think they need to be a bit more direct and precise about what they want to do and just go and fucking do it, instead of worrying about pleasing everybody and making sure everybody's happy. It's just get the bodies on the pitch, get the ball in the end zone. Don't need to be fancy about it. Just do what you done last year.
Yeah, they put 60 on us last year. It wasn't pretty. It's hey guys, if we steal a win in this particular game, then we maybe have an outside chance at qualifying for playoffs as the 16 seed. I think we lost 60-0. To finally crush any chance. To be fair, didn't have our own starting quarterback, right? So sneaking the win would have been the ultimate larceny in that particular game. But yeah, it was quite funny. It's hey guys, we might be in a chance here. And then it very quickly became hey guys, let's just win the second half. And then it became, hey guys, let's just win the drive, right?
But let's score a point.
And then we didn't. On the other side, though, Titans Bees having the weirdest possible season, I think. No one seems to understand how they've not quite got their first Premiership win yet. 1 point loss to Warrington, and then 6 point loss to Leicester, and 40, 50, 60, 77 points over 2 games. 0-2.
God Damn.
Like, and went for 2 to win it against Warrington. I think that's like similar to the situation that you described earlier on. We're a point down, went for 2 to try and win it, and
Big boys go for 2.
didn't quite make it. Yeah, the Alan Mead Classic, I spoke to him about it. He's like, you play to win the game. Didn't quite make it. Huntsman, I think, gave themselves a bit of a fright, but kind of held out. So they're still undefeated. So the Huntsman Blackhawks,
the only undefeated team left in the
only team that's won every game in the Premiership nationally. The Nomads have wins and ties, but not a loss.
Okay.
But they are the only perfect team. But the Nomads are technically undefeated, I guess, because they haven't lost. But yeah, in the North, certainly only undefeated, only team number 1 seed in the North, which is good for them. They'll be feeling pretty good about themselves, but I think they're also one of these teams that's really looking forward to regional semis, just because it's a chance at cross conference action.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the Sheffield Giants steal, also big win over the Serpents, keeps them second in the division. I think it's second in the division. Can't remember. I did it all earlier on, and I've forgotten it already. No, sorry, Serpents of stage. Sorry, got Sheffield to 3-3. The Serpents are second in the division still, but that got the Giants up to 3-3. In a game that I think maybe I would have had the Serpents as favourites in. So yeah, North A, Blackhawks Black, Centurions Black, Raptors Chargers Mustangs. North B, Huntsman Serpents Scorpions Revolution, Giants Steel Bandits Titans Bees, which is all good. And then down south, it really got a bit
tasty,
really kind of interesting. It
is
down south.
Nice little muddle of results in there
on the Saturday. There's a really nice little muddle of results, and obviously we get cross conference joy. We're going to come to the game that I won, regardless. My portfolio won. But the other one that jumped out to me was, and we spoke about it a bit beforehand, Rebels Phoenix, 42-26 Rebels. A big win in the terms of both playoff seeding, cross-conference, bragging rights. The Rebels might be back.
Well, I mean, they definitely turned out winners of this game day, but
they may have lost the war. There's always that.
I feel like Schefter here. According to my sources, my guy Tabor seemed to have a vintage game day, all while sustaining an injury break to the throw-in hand. So his game day availability going forward is questionable.
And as we always say, the best ability is
availability. It's availability to Brian, so hopefully he gets back by the end of the year. But
especially after putting a performance like that. So props to him. And we know what he's capable of, and they've had to move some pieces around this year, have a bit of change with players leaving and bringing new ones in. So it's nice to see that they put it together. And obviously in a game like against Phoenix and the way they were going, that is quite the statement.
I did the double as well, beat the Panthers as well. So the Coventry double.
Coventry, I think they had 8 that game day, so they were quite short on numbers. But
of course, doing the Coventry double means that it does absolutely nothing for the standings in the other division, because they both just got ones added to them. So it hasn't separated the two Coventry teams at all.
It makes the derby all more important again.
Yes, for sure. But that was a good one.
I talked about the Rebels being big winners, and I didn't want to bring it up, but the losers in that side of things is unfortunately my Cardiff Storm.
Having a tough old time.
Yeah, unfortunately, like speaking of changes and availability, we'll say, just came up short against some clubs that are, solid in their ways and just playing ball. And when you're in the Prem, first year in the Prem, and you're having to change some things, sometimes you're going to get caught out. And unfortunately, that's just what it sounded like.
Yeah, it's VPP. Yeah, not a great day for them either. Although they did get the win over the Storm, to keep their total ticking over. And of course on the other conference, cross conference game day, I'm feeling good about my Nomad stock. 25-21 over the Wolves, 44-6 over the Hammerheads. And I'm like, well, but then also my Titans. My Titans are there, and they're struggling against the Sharks. But then they beat the Nomads, and I was confused. And what I said earlier on was wrong, actually, because I did say the Nomads tied, but they didn't tie. They lost. Somebody tied somewhere. Somebody at the top of a table somewhere did tie this weekend. That's all. That's all I'll say. I definitely wrote a 1 in a tie column somewhere. But yes, the Nomads lost to the Titans 28-25. So now that maybe the Titans are back because they're now level. They're now 500. And the Nomads, yeah, they lost the game, but they're still top of their division. So like the stock is still still there.
They beat the Diablos, who had a rough day themselves, but lost the Tiger Sharks. So that's kind of like in the results. So I don't know if they're back, but
it's so interesting, like how it all shakes out. Like when you throw it into because that Tiger Sharks, that got that win is currently all that has the Tiger Sharks outside the relegation zone. So it's a massive win for them. Nomads top 7-1, Rebels just behind them 6-1-1, and then the two Coventry teams, VPP, Northants Titans Blue, Cardiff Storm, and Bucks Wolves would currently be your semi-final teams in the south, while in the north it goes Huntsmen Blackhawks, Border City Centurions, Serpents, Raptors, Scorpions, Revolution, and Steel. Chargers, Mustangs, Bees, and Spark, Diablos, Hammerheads, your current relegation candidates in the Prem as it stands. 3 more weeks to go. Could all change.
Halfway point.
It's very exciting. And I think I'm getting to the point now where I'm starting to think that maybe the Prem, because you're fighting to go up and also fighting to not go down, the Prem has it all. The Prem has it all.
We have always said Div 1 was the most exciting division in football in history, but I think Prem...
It might be Prem now. It might be the middle tier now, just because there's jeopardy at both ends.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I don't know. I think develop as it goes on. Like, teams will find their feet. There's probably some teams in the Prem that should have probably been in Div 1, and teams in Div 1 that should have been in the Prem. So 2 or 3 seasons time, there's always going to be yo-yo teams. It's just...
Yeah, there will be, regardless of... And actually, I guess now is an interesting time. Like, obviously there has been some... How should we phrase it? Execution issues around getting the new format up and running. But halfway through the season, overall, good change.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this season has been
I think it's been more exciting than the least predictable.
Avoid the word excite. The least predictable, exactly. Like I could go into a game day last season and pretty much probably accurately pick at least 90% of the games. There's going to be those like middle table teams that you probably could squeak a win over each other. This year, what the fuck? Like, it's wild.
So good.
It is.
It's
great.
So good.
I'm so here for it.
I think it encourages like awareness and like scouting of teams in the split north and south regions, because now you're in the mix, especially with how the promotion works all the way through. These teams you're going to be competing against, like the way the national Prem way is split out depending on where those teams are. You look at, and the way the cross conferences are coming in now, you are looking more at teams and expanding your knowledge on the UK scene. And I think that's a great thing at the same time.
I think it is very good.
It's more flag. All these teams are playing each other, and more variations, more results, and it's more to keep an eye on. So it is very encouraging.
Progress of the sport.
I think next year as well, like the North, I think because it won't be the first year of change, I think, and I haven't spoken to them, so this is conjecture, I would think that the kind of organising group will put their foot down and just be like, it's 6-6 and you're doing cross conference. Get on with it. Like I think with a year's running, that'll be how, and then we'll really start to see the kind of how it stacks up. Because I understand, like you can agree with the reasons or not agree with the reasons, and I know that plenty of people have their own opinions. You can agree or disagree with the opinions, but like there is a line of logic to why the North is the way it is at the moment. But like next year it'll be the North and South Prem will be the same. Barring like a meteor or something. So, yeah, I think that's the final nail in the new shape that we built, which is cool.
I'm happy with it. Like
I'm happy with it. I think it's good.
At the start of the season, I was a bit because all I really got out of this was playing the Crows and Titans once more a year. That was it. I would have rather played Smoke twice, Canes twice, but with the chaos that's ensued and how difficult these games have actually been, I'm good with it.
It's definitely been a mental adjustment, I reckon. Totally. That every game's nailed.
I'm saying this all before Super Weekend. Like we've still got that to look forward to. That's going to be a whole the preview and review episode that we're going to have to do on that. Like
hours.
That's going to need to be like an episode on its own. Like
it might be the first time we have to do like multiple divisions like per week. I don't think one game of the week is quite going to cut it.
Yeah, because I know we don't cover Div 1 here because we suck, but
we do suck. And on that, Division 1 HNC in Chargerland, I think.
Somewhere?
West Lothian? Yes, West Lothian. I was in West Lothian. I can't remember.
No, it was in Hamilton. It was the Bees. Bees were hosting.
Oh, it was Hamilton. Of course, it was the Bees.
Yes.
My apologies. Some more interesting scores, and I think in the HNC we're starting to see a real separation now. There's Murray, Glasgow, Aberdeen. There's the Gunslingers Red.
They started.
Right, and then because I know exactly what we're going to say. There's the Gunslingers Red, who are in their own little line of we will lose to the three above us and we'll beat the three below us, and this is just where we sit. And then there's the Blues, the Astros, and the Colts, kind of in that mix below. We did say, I think, game of the week last time, or we were one of the game picks last time. It wasn't a game pick, but I think it was game of the week. Was the North Derby, the Cold Firm, between Aberdeen and Murray, 27-27 tie.
Wild. I didn't see that coming.
So that was a Aberdeen defensive player PBU in the end zone on fourth down, last play of the game to preserve the tie. So I think Murray will be a little bit annoyed they let that one slip away, but they were down a few players. However, they still managed to put up 133 points in their other two games. So I don't think they were particularly that. I know they were down that. It was almost 160 points across three games. We'll do it for anyone.
Yeah.
And most importantly, in the Division 1 North Cross Conference, friends of the show, the strange people from wherever Calderdale is, those iron horses, they continue to gallop. They continue to roam free across the lands to victory. A big win over the Gold, and the Stingers, while the Locos, they're still, the kind of the parent team, they're still on the rails. But
the locomotives have stuck on the tracks, but the horses gallop free.
So they're both 4-4. With the locomotives the Locomotives have the interclub rivalry. The Locomotives have the tiebreaker over there. That's the only difference. The head-to-head tiebreaker. But yeah, a lot of good results over the weekend. Where is the Vikings and the Warthogs game? That also went down to the very, very end where, I was chatting to a friend of the show, Joe Leyland, who caught the game-winning touchdown, or he would have done if he'd landed in bounds. So he caught the go-ahead ball, but landed on the line. So the Warthogs preserved their win. Ravens also got back on track with a decent win over the Stingrays and those Hogs. So they're starting to make some moves as we approach mid-season as well. Although the Stingrays still got their Vikings win. So all good in the north. The Bombers are undefeated. Obviously putting up points for fun. But yeah, that's kind of or at least that's A and B. Midlands Conference, North Sea. This is where it all starts to get pretty hazy for Bez, but the Nottingham Honey Badgers continue to be undefeated as well. And I would go out on a limb here and say one of the surprise teams of the year so far,
Thunder Ducks.
Not the Thunder Ducks, but I have now lost them in my standing sheets. Where are they? They're in the north. The Stockport Sentinels at 3-5 are currently in regional plate position. I think just behind the Iron Horses, who are our two kind of highest ranked brand new teams for the year that we were tracking earlier on, and it remains only the Huddersfield Corsairs from our fresh brand new teams for 2026 that still need their first win, but I think it's coming because they don't have by any stretch like the worst points conceded per game score. They just haven't won a game yet, so I think it's coming.
Okay.
And I lied. The Teesside Thunder also need their first win. But I think they may play each other. No, North B and North C, so they won't.
See if they did and that ended in a tie. That would be
that would be perfect. That's all we needed. That's all we needed. But yeah, Matt, game of the week that we never got. I feel robbed from game of the week.
I mean, I thought you were talking about teams getting their first win there, and I thought you were gonna hop on that for a second.
No. I'm completely flipping to our Southwest game of the week that we were all so looking forward to.
I know, and then again, I let it known to you both that again, according to my sources, that a certain team was going to miss a certain quarterback. It was brought to me on the Wednesday. The Gators reached out and said, could they come train? Because due to numbers, but also Studley wanted to train a little bit because CBL was not going to be available for the game day. So apologies in the pick'ems and the game of the weeks. There was that little tidbit. This is why they have the statuses on fantasy football.
It is. We should have known. If there'd been the D for doubtful, then
CBL would have been dropped in multiple leagues.
It would have been straight out. But what all that does mean is, hopefully it'll be available last day of the season.
Because the Hitch and Go, and I decided to go with my head instead of my heart, and I didn't even have the information at that point. Now I look sus. I realise that, but.
Yeah, right.
No. That rematch will be spicy, that's because that puts them all together. Kings, Falcons, and Gators now in that little trifecta.
Yeah, so 8-0, 7-1, 5-2. Kings obviously having lost to the two teams above them. I did speak to to Lewis just after the game day, and he was feeling a bit sad. He was like, "We got poleaxed by the team that I helped found, and it feels really shit."
After I brought attention to it last week as well. Like,
Sorry,
mate.
But I'm sure he'll bounce back, and the sandwich is it's on. We've got Falcons, Gators, Kings, and then inside that, we've got the Coyotes, the red. What we've got then at the bottom, we've got the Frenzy and the Red Kites. Coyotes are in there. Yeah, it's. I think it's on. It's on inside. It's just the who's in the wrong place. I think the Marauders being above the Kings is causing is not good for the sandwich, but it's close. And the sandwich, based on the state of the comments on the Instagram page and the DMs, the sandwich has a following. The people hunger for the sandwich. So we will continue to cover the sandwich.
The South Sarnie.
The South Sarnie will continue to be covered. And we look forward to seeing how delicious it gets, because we still do have another round of cross conference down there to go before the end of the season, which could add some seasoning, add some dressing to the sandwich. And there's so much. So yeah, if you want to see any of the results or any of the other standings or whatever, then it's all available on Facebook and Instagram.
I'm still going to give a shout out to the Red Kites on that first win.
Yeah.
Building.
Oh, is that what you were hitting at earlier?
Yes.
He completely blew over.
I couldn't work out. I was like, my brain was spinning. I was like, I had no idea what it was, but yeah.
You kept saying about still looking for a first win, and then you went back to it, still looking for a first win, and I was like, well, I can tell you who did get their first win.
The Ronda Red Kites did get their first win, so congratulations to them.
Go you guys.
Congratulations to them, and hopefully they
kept it up over the off season. They partook in Welsh Bowl, and it's nice to see them first step on a long road now to learning flag football in the vast world as we know it now.
Yeah, for sure. First of many, I hope, as well for them. So great news. And not actually. Once you start picking up some wins as well, you're never.
Hey, the first one's always the hardest.
It is, and you're never that far from. I think they're only a win and a half, really, 2 wins behind a plate spot for postseason, because obviously it goes a long way down the South combined. So they're still in. They're still in with a shot there as well, which would be really, really cool to see. If the season ended today, here you go, boys. Before we move on to Hitch and Go, kind of your tasty matchups. So we won't bother picking your tasty matchup from the National, because there are only 2. Smoke versus Titans and Hornets versus Hurricanes. So yeah, I'll pick this one, and I'll just say it's Podcast Bowl. You 2 playing each other in a knockout game again is always fun. So that's the current tasty matchup in the National. Northern semi-finals though. Blackhawks Revs, Centurions Scorpions, Huntsmen Giants, Serpents Raptors.
I think the only non-clear cut there is Serpent Raptors.
And I think made a spelling error on that graphic, and no one's pointed it out.
Game.
Oops.
Phil did earlier,
did he?
and I completely forgot to pass it on because I'm a moron who was arguing with air travel companies. But anyway,
that's fine. Reptile Bowl at the bottom there, Serpents Raptors. Matt, any of them stand out for you?
I'm always interested to see like this.
You asked him about the furthest away competition from him.
I know.
Yeah, he has no idea.
Cammy, I'm going to ask you about the Div 1 Southwest plate, so just don't worry about it.
Just enjoying seeing this Huntsman charge with the talent they've got, and I want to see any of those matchups.
I think Huntsman Giants is a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they've played each other twice already this year.
Clear easily.
I think Huntsman... Yeah, I think Huntsman will go into that, like, obviously the favourites, but I think I think the games between between them have still been good. Like it was Huntsman 20, Giants 18 on Saturday. So there's like,
There's teams
Huntsman
close to them at the moment. Like I know they're obviously winning them, and good teams always find a way to win. But it's it's
the thing about the Huntsman teams, I think they're only ever like 20 minutes away from scoring 50. So like,
yeah,
I think if they do turn it on, I'm not sure the Giants will be able to keep up. But if it stays close, then it becomes very exciting. In the Southern semi-finals, we've got Rebels Storm, Coventry Panthers, North Ants Titans, Nomads Bucks Wolves, and Coventry Phoenix versus VPP.
That's an incredible slate of games.
Which is good, right?
It
And for the purposes
turn up,
purposes of this, we're going to say Brian's back for the games in September, right? End of August, and the Stormer. Everyone, for the purposes of this,
both teams get their quarterbacks back.
Everyone gets their dudes. In every game, in every prediction, everyone has their dudes.
Injury, suspensions turned off.
Yeah. Low injury, low ref, strictness.
Oh, it's good.
Referee strictness low.
Yeah, low. Injuries low.
What's the fun game mode? No fouls. Like you can't. Yeah. No OPI, DPI.
You can't do anything. You can't do anything. Yeah. I think a rematch of Panthers Titans might be quite good, to be honest. Although Phoenix VPP is also
Phoenix VPP. See, I think if it's the week 1 VPP that we see,
it's like the marquee matchup, isn't it?
Like that is just a shootout. Like
Weston
came here for a fucking shootout. Sorry, right?
Shootout.
Like all I need is for the VPP's ChatGPT tokens to be renewed before then, because the social media posts are going to be golden. But
they're going to get expensive at this rate. Okay, Northern D1 semis. I guess, Cammy, you can probably just take these. Distillers, Ravens, Stingrays, Silvercats, Bombers, Gunslingers, Red, Warthogs, Killer Bees.
Warthogs, Killer Bees is tasty. I think
that's a really interesting one.
Yeah.
Stingrays and Silvers have played each other on and off a lot of times through the years. So I think that would be an interesting one.
I think the Silvers win that. I do.
I think Distillers Ravens would be good just because of the Dave Underwood Manchester Crows link. So there's actually
is that a thing?
Yeah. So Dave used to live in and play for the Crows.
Oh,
live in Manchester and play for the Crows. He was one of the Quavers that won at Ironman.
There we go.
And obviously now has come back home, lives in Murray, and so there would be an interesting dynamic at that point.
Yeah.
Which I think is a nice storyline. But
all 4 of them are good games, and I think the North come out on at least 3 of them. So the North, the true North of the wall.
the true North. And then Southern semi-finals in D1 throws up some interesting ones as well. Gators Marauders, Honey Badgers Exiles, Longhorns Black versus Keynsham Kings, and Falcons Roosters in the battle for the skies.
Would the Marauders be for the seas in some capacity?
So, yeah. The battle for aquatic dominance. So yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on there.
Serious show, serious people, serious talks.
serious show, serious people. So yeah, and that's kind of the way things stand at the moment. I think Gators Marauders would be a good one. Gators will go in favoured, maybe probably, but yeah. When we do, we'll have to work on the idea we had last time for cutting promos for games of the week, because I think the battle for the skies really does have wings. So
God, make them
serious
stop.
Show,
Shut
serious
up.
take, serious people.
All it is waving a flag in Copenhagen with a shot of tequila.
Can't go on like this, can it?
Oh, good lord.
It can.
So yeah, serious show, serious people. And that means, as it is a serious show and it is a serious people, it is time to get ready to welcome our YouTube audience.
Fucking Hitch!
I love that.
I think that's an academic question. It's quite a good one.
I'm worshipping the chaos. I love that one. That's great.
Okay, welcome back to Hitch and Go for those listening on the podcast. And of course, if you do want to watch Hitch and Go on YouTube and see the facial expressions live, you can. It is, for those that are joining for the first time, it is essentially Overreaction Tuesday, where Cammy today is in the hot seat. He will propose some opinions for Matt and I, and we will take it in turns to decide if we think he's overreacting. In which case we will tell him to hitch, or it's a good, we're on board with him and we're going to go with it, in which case we will go. So yeah, without any more preamble, Mr. Wilson.
I have 3 topics as usual. 1 recent news, 1 local team, 1 international team.
Excellent. Okay.
So we will start recent news. People have no right to complain about BAFA issuing fines when they have had ample time and warning to fix the issues that they are being fined for.
Yeah, I'll go on that. I think I'm quite happy to be the bad guy on this. While it's never happened before, and it's a weird standard to pick, right? Like of all the things that we could be dishing out fines for, like photos on playways is a weird one to pick. At the same time, there are rules. It is a standard that has been set. We got a bollocking pre-season in the week leading up to. It's something that they have the power to do, right?
Yeah.
So like
They are the national governing body.
I
we
think
need to listen to them.
I think if you are in the wrong here, you don't have a massive leg to stand on. But I do also think it's weird that they have chosen violence on like a Tuesday morning in
This
June
to be the hill to die on. Really.
Yeah.
I'll let Matt present his opinion before I say anything further on it. But
Yeah, I'm going to go be the people's champ in this scenario and take a hitch, but the bit that, like, I agree with what Bez has said, like, there is a standard to be set, but I think the aggressiveness of the fines and the random, like you say, Tuesday to take that hill to die on, like, I think that's just a bit insane, really.
It's like they're like, it's like the most frustrating thing of, like, you know, when you're playing like a board game with someone and someone, like, you have an argument about a rule and then someone gets the rule book and they're correct, but like only just. It's like that. It's like, yeah, you're technically right. You're technically correct, but like everyone around the board thinks you're being a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that. It's like I can't come out and say like the NGB are wrong, because they're not wrong. They're upholding standards as a community we want them to do. But it's weird that it's this one, and it's weird that it's today, and it's weird, and I can't be cool with it, even though I feel like I have to be.
Was it off the Falcon and the Winter Soldier? He's out of line, but he's right.
yeah. You shouldn't say that, even if it is true.
Yeah. So I have like mixed feelings on it. So my thinking is, obviously in the flag we're a really tight-knit community. We could probably name majority people from majority teams that we play against. Like you said earlier, Fraser Thompson coming up and saying, you can't prove that that's Cammy Wilson, even though we have shared the room together in Cologne before. Hey. But I can't see that on his photo, is a bit ridiculous. However, from a contact point of view, if I am playing for the East Kilbride Pirates and I am going down to play team from down south somewhere and their third string offensive tackle doesn't have a clear photo and I don't know who this person is, I can understand it from that point of view. But also, it's week 3. If it's not been an issue until now, really?
Yeah, and I don't know.
Really?
Like, I don't know if BAF have been in contact with anyone or what the deal has been. But I mean, also like in flag, like I think I could argue that like I don't know everybody on. Like I don't know everyone on the Hurricanes. For Matt's team, like I couldn't.
Yeah.
Like If you give me like the Hurricanes list printout with just their names on and covered the pictures up, like I couldn't walk down the line and say like no. So like I get from a perspective of like, is that person insured? I don't know and I can't tell. Like that's where it'll come from. I'm sure it'll be an insurance.
I mean, with the chop and change we have, I
tick,
couldn't tell you half the
like,
time.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's also fair. So yeah, like I say, I have to go on it because like they're technically right, but
I'm not happy about it.
ton of bricks on a Tuesday morning, man. Like, come on.
Hey, feel for the Discord. That's all it is. Okay. Topic number 2. We're going international.
Right, this is Matt's ballpark.
This is very much in Matt's ballpark.
Oh, no.
Yes.
The Irish Wolfhounds are the fastest developing team in Europe at the moment and will be in contention for the world champs after the Olympics.
Go.
Go.
I've said this to anyone who's ever asked me about because obviously my experience being in that program, there is a top layer of talent there. I mean, if you've been to any of the international tournaments, you see it. There is a top layer of talent there that can compete. Like I know there was the game recently against Italy where they tied it up. You add a few more pieces, and the program's changed since the Euros. Not like delving too quick into it, but they've had an overhaul with the structure of the program. So we're talking, a couple of months removed from a Euros, which was obviously disappointing. They've now turned up, had a few changes, drew against France, gone to the hilt against a Germany team that had just come off a really successful trip to Panama. I think with a few, like you're saying, give it a bit more time. I don't see why not. I think they have just enough talent at the top layer of like foam on your favorite drink, like that bit there is talent that competes at the top level. And you guys have both said it, like Bez said it right at the start of the calendar year. Like there's just something about that team. I mean, I know I'm biased, like that's why you've asked me the question because I know him personally, but I take the go, absolutely.
I guess I'll answer a question with a question. When you say in contention for Worlds, do you mean like to qualify as part of the 16? Okay. Yeah, I think they'll be in about that question for sure. Obviously, depending on how the quota goes, you're essentially looking at, win a quarterfinal or be in a quarterfinal, and you've got at least a chance. I think 2028 they could probably get out their group pretty. So we're saying next year's Euros 2027 they get out of their group. Yeah, fine, happy with that. Obviously they'll be given a hard group because the teams above them this year.
Yeah.
The teams above them this year are in the Worlds, and they're all going to get ranking points, and they're going to move ever higher.
Yeah.
So they're going to probably be given a group with 2 World Championship teams in. That's hard, but they are using the tournament format, like the tournament landscape of Europe, to a very high standard.
Yeah. And they're doing well in it as well.
They're doing well in it. So I would expect, and I'm going to go alongside Matt here. It's like I would expect that to happen, and like, yeah, I certainly think they'll be contending for a spot at the 2028 Worlds, which will be available on DAZN. So, yeah, I don't think that's a crazy statement.
Yeah, I want to see more of them over true IFA format, and because like they've been absolutely stalwart in tournaments, whether that's been with as the Crack Addicts or as Wolfhounds or whatever body they're coming under. Like their core group are playing together in multiple tournaments over Europe and doing really well at them. They have been for the past 18 months. I want to see them do it more consistently over IFA format, but I don't think it's a million miles away either. I quite
the only thing, and I would say this about any program, so like this is kind of a tangent, it's not limited strictly to Ireland, is they need to grow depth. Like if you look at the high end program, like Germany, France, Italy will have, of the 12 they can take to Euros, will have 18 to 20 people that could be on that team. GB are obviously exactly the same. Austria are exactly the same. Like, and I don't know, maybe Ireland, maybe they're getting to that point, but like that's where, like, because not only do you need to have your 12 or 10 if it gets to that point, if we that are like elite training well, like, but they need 10 more elites to train against at camp every month.
Yeah.
So I think for any program that's growing, and it comes back to, I know I've mentioned them a lot and it's becoming like a cliche, but
Is this the Australian national team?
When we were at finals though, and we spoke to Russ Hewitt, who was their performance director and coach, he was basically saying, like, the reason there's only one individual that went to the America competition, the first Asia Games and the Worlds, and then the next Oceania Games, sorry, the reason there was only one person that went to that was in the first one and the last one, and not one member went to all four of them, was because they were trying to build that depth. So, and now they have, right? And then they went and won a gold medal at Continentals. So I think that's a reasonably, like, from the conversation I had with him, and he obviously knows a lot more about building high performance programs than I do.
Hey, don't undersell yourself, man.
I'll understand myself a little bit. I guess that's the thing with the Irish guys, like, is maybe just build depth. But like you say, Cammy's given them a 2-year runway for this question, so they've got it. They've got time.
Gave them a long way, yeah.
So I don't think that's an insane question. That's an insane point at all. And actually, I think we're at a point in their development where we'd be like disappointed if they didn't. Like, it's not even like a contention thing. Like, I think it's a goal thing.
Hey, Finn, Matt, you hear this? Like, we're going to be disappointed if you don't do it.
When you generate so much like success at the tournaments, like how many they've won, like you even set the premise before, like you felt something about the Wildcats, and then the tournaments they've won now, like with King Bowl being added and playing well at Copenhagen, like that expectation is being set. There's less of a leeway being given, less leniency to failure now. So yeah, it would be expected. But going back to your point, yeah, I take the go. I think they're trending in the right direction for sure.
Nice, I agree. Lastly, a bit more local to us, a bit more local to Burke. But
yes,
the Reading Devils will go into Super Weekend with less than a 500 record. They have to play the Fire and the Canes.
What's the current record?
500.
You think they lose? You're positing that, do I think because they lost one game to the Fire, they lose the other one and also lose to the Canes?
Could be a tie.
I think that's an overreaction. I think that's an overreaction. I might be wrong, and this is the thing. I'm not saying it's a dead cert. I think I would settle down a little bit. I think I would hitch in the zone on that one for now. I don't think you can count them out that easily.
Yeah, I'm not going to count them out that easy. They've gone from like just slipping up against us in game week 1 and slowly, but we know that where they can be in terms of the height of their powers. So I'd never rule them out. I think if this doesn't generate one of those hard looks at you, not hard look at yourself because that's a bit aggressive, but where they go, right, let's go into this next game day and put them both to the fire. Funnily enough, then
what the Hornets needed in week 1. Yeah.
Sometimes you do. I just have to lose a game.
Sometimes you do, and it's okay to lose. I've told myself every day since.
There's rumors now out there that you threw it. You heard that one. So that's a good one. Maybe you did. I don't know.
I didn't throw anything.
No, true. The ball went out the back of the end zone though. So yeah, I think that's a. I'm hitching down on that. There's no way. Yeah. There's no way you're getting me to say that. To say that they lose them both.
I thought it was good. Hey, if we're going to get any social media group to bite, it's going to be them. So
yeah, get on it. All right.
Okay, and Bez.
You think we need one more? You think we need one more? All right, we'll get one more.
All right, Cammy, give us one more.
I presented a question to you yesterday, I think. Your Hitch and Go work, if you will.
Very good.
If you were to remove, alter, or add a single rule to flag football in the IFAF format to benefit the game, not for entertainment purposes, to make, what would it be and why?
Would you like me to take this one, Matt?
No, like,
Would you like me to go first? Would you want me to go first? Or
somehow, like, in some world decided to get rid of the benefit of the game inside of it.
yeah, mine is not superbly
right.
benefit of the game related, but I think it's
we're just going to lean into the
calamity.
chaos. We're just like, you two have cancelled out the benefit of the game, so we're just going to lean into chaos here.
all right, then, Matt,
Absolute
go on.
carnage.
Take it.
Mine
Take it.
was the rule of the QB, and this is the phrasing that killed me when I started looking for this, right? So it's to do with the initial QB with the 7 seconds to throw. And it's the QB is never down until emotionally down. And it's the QB has unlimited time in the pocket until the referee deems that he's out of confidence.
That is excellent.
Okay, emotionally stable quarterbacks. Love it.
It's a good rule. Just until they just like fuck it.
God.
That's so good.
Think it in the dirt, man. Just get it. Like, fuck this offense. Fuck these receivers.
Can you imagine like if you had a smaller QB against Chad, and from the start Chad just comes like arms wide, towering over him, and the QB just looks scared, and the ref goes, "Yeah, play done, can't throw."
Like, Chad's just over the line of scrimmage. Chad's just over the line of scrimmage. Like,
Yeah.
call it.
It's like, Harry, what call
Toss
did you
it
play?
down.
What call did you play? Roll out to the right. 5 yards.
And it also, like, if you have a QB that like the referee has trust in, is just running around that backfield forever, just waiting, and I was like, well, I believe in himself.
Hey, if his eyes are downfield, he's got a chance. I ain't calling this play dead.
I applaud you on your rule and the naming. I like that.
That's good for creativity. That's much more creative than I have. So I'm actually gonna scrap a rule, Cammy. I'm not going to replace it with anything. I'm just going to delete it. Okay, because IFAF are a commercial body, right?
Okay.
And
I don't like where this is going already.
They have deals with other companies.
He's deleting the profile pictures off the accounts.
So Playways is gone, right? You have to hand draw your own avatar, right? So, and sometimes those commercial partnerships come into direct contact with the rules of the game. And I think we need to correct that. So I'm going to delete a rule for you for the betterment of the game and the empowerment and swag of the players. Rule number 1, game, field, ball, and equipment. Section 3.
Good fucking lord.
Equipment. Article 1, mandatory equipment. Article 3, illegal equipment. Part B. Section B, right? Any kind of shoulder pads, helmets, or headwear, open bracket, caps, hoods, bandanas, headbands, or similar, right? Yet IFAF have signed a deal with Seismic for the head protectors, which are illegal by their own fucking rules, right? Can't wear a headband? Well, that's the podcast merch store fucked, right? So better change the IFAF rules on that, right? Bandanas, well, that's ridiculous, right? Hoods, Noola, out of business now. Sorry, Rudy. Half the jerseys you make are banned by, right? And caps, it's another shot at the HNC podcast store. Not having it, delete the rule.
You're going to get us removed from the IFAF media list.
Or I'm going to get us promoted.
Delete them first.
Right? Right. If the rule, so the next rule update is next year, right? It's 2027. IFAF flag rules are changed 2027 after the Worlds. If Rule 1, Article, what was it? Rule 1.
Article 3.
Rule 1, Section 3, Article 3, subsection B is gone. When it happens, we did that, right? We did that.
Get it.
Right? That's on us. So yeah, we'll claim responsibility for fundamentally changing the rules of the game.
They always bring up in like lawyer shows, and they're like, this person versus that, it'll be the HNC versus IFAF rule.
Yeah. Or of course, Cammy, because it's equal and balanced, you could have emotionally stable quarterbacks.
I don't know what I'm picturing's funnier, whether James Lightbody blitzing a 5-foot quarterback, just running for his life towards the end zone, or two people at IFAB headquarters sitting in a meeting with a shirt and tie on, being like, maybe he's got a point.
No hats.
Maybe
No
he's got-
hats. No hat.
I'm just saying you can't sign a commercial agreement and encourage all of your players to wear something and then theoretically it be illegal equipment by your own rules. It's ridiculous.
All right. Purely for the images I've got in my head of Heiko. You remember Big Heiko? The
German lad.
running about after some poor 5'4" blitzer. He's taking the win there. I do admire your passion though, Bez, but yeah.
I think
Chasing round.
I think it's fair that Matt wins until the rule changes, and then I will demand my gold star.
Yeah.
I tell you what this has done now, though, is every time you're going to be watching a game and the blitzer QB dynamic is off balance, you're going to think of this now.
It's so what I've got.
The thing is, though,
see if you've got like a really, really short quarterback who's quite nifty, quite they do like a full spin move, and the blitzer's that big that they're just still in front of them, and like they've not gone anywhere. Just
So my thing was going to be like, if as a referee, like you give them like, you know, you might be like pretty low on confidence to start with, but then the quarterback might do something, spin move, break an ankle, and then you're like, oh, confidence level now back through the roof. You can have as long as you want, mate. Like it's subjective throughout the game.
Stadium pulse.
Stadium
after a
pulse.
couple of
Stadium
sacks.
pulse.
Yeah. Stadium pulse.
No, stadium pulse.
We
Not again. I can't.
the video.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, I did have a few. I did also have Rule 2, Section 1, Articles 5 and 6, which we've spoken about before. Article 5 is that the white goal line is the plane to score, but the middle of the middle line is the plane to score. All lines should be equal. Don't like that. Get that in the bin as well.
All lines should be equal.
All lines should be equal in both length, depth, and potency. Because sidelines, Article 7 on sidelines doesn't make a differentiation, which is ridiculous. Honestly, who writes these rules? Jed!
It's almost like we've got a sister podcast that could help us out with this issue.
Yeah. And he's down as one of the main authors. So like his name is on the front of the rules. So yeah. But yes, that is the end of our show. It's been a long one today. Hopefully you found it entertaining. Big Bowl this weekend. Burke will be out and about playing with
The Dunboyne Wildcats.
Dunboyne Wildcats. Lovely. So go and say hello to him and the gang and ask them why they haven't qualified for Worlds yet. And then we will catch you later on. So on that note, it is goodbye from Cammy.
Beautiful dogs.
And it is goodbye from Burke.
Goodbye.
And that is the way we HNC it. Thank you very much for listening.